Well, good afternoon, India, and hello to the rest of the world. Welcome here to the launch pad and our live launch coverage of India's Chandrayaan-3 landing on the lunar surface. My name is Zachary Aubert. I'm the founder and host here at the launch pad, and here at TLP Network, it is our mission to inform and inspire the explorers of tomorrow because we believe that space is better together, and we're glad to have you joining us and the entire TLP crew from around the world today for an incredibly exciting day. Chandrayaan-3 now just over an hour and a half away from touchdown. We're going to be taking you through all of the events for the next hour and a half, listening into mission control and all the updates as we are now just 1 hour, 11 minutes, 5 seconds away from Chandrayaan-3 conducting that ever crucial commitment burn to attempt today's lunar landing. We've had confirmation from the ISRO. Chandrayaan-3 is in good health. They are prepared to conduct the automated landing sequence, or ALS, and they are now just waiting for Chandrayaan-3 to arrive at that designated point to send that command to commit to a lunar landing. If it's your first time here, though, welcome. Here at the launch pad, it's our mission to inform and inspire the explorers of tomorrow because we believe that space is better together. I know there are many of you joining us on our 24/7 tracker, so if your stream says landing tracker, come on over, join us in the link in the chat. We are here on a brand new stream to bring you full live commentary coverage of the landing and to see your guys' reactions from around the world for today. We want to interact. We want to see how you guys are watching and celebrating. So if you are on X or Discord or other social medias, take some photos of who you're watching with, where you're watching, show the screen behind you, and we will be working to bring some of those photos and videos online so you can tweet those, post those, add us on X at TLPN_official. Join our Discord. The link's in the description. You can send some photos in there, or you can post us on Facebook by tagging us at the Launchpad Official as well. And we'll work on trying to bring some of those up over the next hour and a half as we count down to the landing of Chandrayaan-3. That 24/7 tracker, it's going to run for a little bit longer, and then we're going to bring everyone on over here. So if you haven't yet, make sure you come over here to the commentary coverage. If your event says landing coverage, you're on the right place, and we're going to dive right on into it, and we're glad to have you here. If you guys have questions, you can send those in throughout today's broadcast by tagging us at the launch pad, and we will work on answering those live for you throughout today's stream to the best of our ability. We, as I said, had that update. ISRO is ready to conduct the automated landing sequence, or ALS burn. They are expecting the lander module to arrive at that designated point at 5:44 p.m. IST, or 1 hour, 8 minutes from now. So we are continuing to track to that time. We will, of course, patch in the ISRO live to listen into mission control through the landing sequence. That video will appear just to the above and right of me, and we'll be going through all of this over the next time. But a truly incredibly exciting day as India prepares and the world prepares to have a new lunar lander on the surface of the moon. But not only a lunar lander, but a rover. There is that 6-wheeled rover on board that will help study the composition of the lunar surface and look for the presence of water ice in the lunar soil. An incredible step forward in the race to the moon and to the moon's south pole. Unfortunately, obviously, Luna 25 did not make it there over the weekend, but Chandrayaan-3 now set to be the first lunar lander to arrive at the south pole of the moon as part of this new space race to build a new space base to go back together, not only to visit the moon, but to stay, to work, to study, and to live as we get ready to head off onto Mars. We're glad to have so many of you joining us here. If you haven't yet, take a moment, engage that like button, share out the stream as well. It really does help us out, and we appreciate your support. Of course, we'll get through all the YouTube stuff as always, but if you head on over to the launchpad.store, we do have our ISRO Chandrayaan-3 collection. If you use promo code MOON3, you can get 10% off your full order there. Shipping is available to India and around the world, so definitely check that out. And we also invite you to send your name aboard our first ever private mission to the moon called Lunex-1. It's totally free to send your name. Head over to tlpnetwork.com, click on Lunex-1, and you can send send your name, your family's name, your dog name, the teacher you love, teacher you didn't like, name to the moon as we enter this new era of space exploration. If you're interested in upgrading your payload for a photo or video, there are options for that as well. But it's an incredibly exciting day. We're glad to have so many of you joining us here this morning as we continue to count down. We are monitoring for any updates coming in from the ISRO, and we will of course bring those to you immediately once we have them. We've been seeing some photos coming in from Mission Control as we count down to this new landing. As I said, if you guys have questions, you can send those in the chat by tagging us at the Launchpad. We'll work on answering those live. And I see a couple questions coming in. Adita, from which channel will you be casting the live landing? So our 24/7 tracker, it's going to be going offline in just a couple of minutes. And I see there's a bunch of people still there. So we're going to move you all over here to the official broadcast for our landing coverage. The reason we're doing that, we want to be able to watch this back in history. The 24/7 stream, unfortunately, it doesn't get archived that you can watch it. And we want to be able to watch this back and celebrate with you all after today's successful landing and celebration. So that's why we've got this new stream up and running. So we invite you to come over here, hit that like button, share it out so people can join us as we count down to this incredibly exciting event. Also, we want to say a huge thank you for the continued support as we go on this road to 200,000 subscribers. We are absolutely blown away by our new community that have joined over the last 40 days as we've tracked Chandrayaan-3. We're so grateful that you're here because we do believe that space is better together, and we're glad you're here. There's lots of coverage coming up, and our tracker's not going anywhere. We do have plans for a Chandrayaan-3 live status tracker to stay here on YouTube so you can stay up to date on the newest photos, videos, and data from Chandrayaan-3, so make sure you stay tuned for that as well. Nev is asking, is this going to be with a live camera landing? So we should have some footage of landing. That is definitely the plans. The ISRO are in control of that, so that's what we will be waiting to see what footage they send us here today. But super incredible and an exciting day. First off, right off the bat, congratulations to the entire ISRO team and everyone in India that worked on Chandrayaan-3. It's a major milestone to get even a lunar lander into lunar orbit, and here we are ready to conduct a lunar landing attempt for the second time, and we'll see how today goes. You learn incredibly well from failure, and we're ready for another attempt here with Chandrayaan-3, and I think we all have pretty good feelings it's going to go pretty well. So we're glad to have you joining us here. We've got a poll on the stream here. How well do you think deployment will go? Over 4,300 votes so far. 93% say 100% success. 2% think we'll have a really good landing for the lander, but might have some issues with the rover, and there's 4% we're just not going to talk about because we're not going to accept those answers today. It's going to be a good day, and Chandrayaan-3 is going to have a successful landing, and we're going to see that rover deployed from the lander here as well. But super exciting day. If you're just joining us, welcome here to the Launchpad and our live landing coverage of Chandrayaan-3. We are now just over an hour away from that ALS burn being conducted, the automatic landing sequence. The lander module is beginning to come around the moon, and once it hits that designated point in just over an hour, that is when that burn will be conducted, committing Chandrayaan-3 to that lunar landing attempt. It's its final burn ahead of its actual landing burn itself to conduct a soft landing. If you're just joining us, though, welcome. Take a moment, engage that like button, share out the stream, invite people to join us. We also said if you are watching with people or watching with yourself, make sure you take some time, send us a photo of where you're watching with your screen, who you're watching with. We're going to bring some of those up throughout today's stream. Just make sure you're tagging us over on X, TLPN_official, or send them to us over on our Discord. Discord is where our community hangs out in between launches, so you can join us there. The link's in the chat and in the description. It's free to join, and we invite you to be there. If you do want to help support what we do here at the Launchpad, you can hit that join button. Just 99 cents a month. You get access to some really awesome emojis, like our ISRO emoji that you can use, and we have our moon as well. So super excited to have those up and running for today. But it's also, if you go for the one step up via to a supporter there, you can get behind-the-scenes access at everything here at the Launchpad Network. Well, final warning to the 24/7 stream. We're going to kick this all over now onto our main landing coverage. That link is in the chat for you, so make sure you're coming on over here and joining us as we count down now 1 hour, 20 minutes, 40 seconds away from lunar landing of Chandrayaan-3. We're glad to have you here. So we're going to move that 24/7 stream over here. It's absolutely crazy to do this, but there we go. We have moved everyone over, and we are glad that you were here. Take a moment, let us know in the chat where you're watching from. We're going to give some shout outs in there. I know we've got people from all over India tuning in today. Incredible. So let us know what part of India, and let us know who you're watching with. Are you with your family? Are you with your work? Are you at school? We're super excited to be celebrating with you all here today. We've got Peter is in Norway. Great to see you. We have Woody is in England. Great to see you as well. And I'm going to say some of these names wrong, and I apologize. Michael is in Australia. Aman is in India. I was awake too late last night. Me as well. Coney is in Sweden. Dean is in Argentina. Il Sotopagato, I'm sorry I said that wrong, Italy. George is in UK. Comrade is in Washington, D.C. Nevin says, I'm from South India in a park looking at the moon. That is awesome. We got Ghana is in Ghana, and Anand is in Delhi. Welcome. We got Christina is in Lithuania. Welcome here. Shubham, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, is in North India. Welcome. Great to have you. Let's see. Kunal is in India and he's watching alone. That's okay. We're all here watching it together, and we're glad to have you joining us here as part of the TLP community. If you're just joining us, welcome. My name's Zach. I'm the founder and host here at the Launchpad, and here at TLP Network, it's our mission to inform and inspire the explorers of tomorrow, because we believe that space is better together, and we're glad that you are joining us here as we now count down that 1 hour 18 minutes till landing. We are now less than an hour away from that ALS burn being conducted, committing Chandrayaan-3 to a lunar landing. We are monitoring the official ISRO feeds, and we'll patch those in the moment they go live. We're expecting those to go live in about 30 minutes time from now, so we hope that we will get some incredible updates there. Catching up on the chat where everyone's watching from. We got Donald is watching in Thailand. Ram is in Telangana, India. Sorry if I say that wrong. Welcome. Catching up. Let's see here. We got Watchdog is in Mumbai. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Sandeep is in Frisco, Texas, in the United States. Welcome. Robbie is in Italy. Welcome. Great to have you here. Vienna is in Amsterdam. We got Shubham in Malawi. Welcome. Great to have you here. We have the Ascending Phoenix. Can I have a shout out? Absolutely. Hello. Welcome. Great to have you here. Rishikesh. Sorry, I'm saying these wrong. I apologize. Is in West India. Great to have you here. Parth is from Pennsylvania in the United States. Great to have you here. We've got Morello in California in the U.S. Dib Yendu is in Germany. Welcome. Rajan, I hope that's right, is in Ireland. And Shikar is in India as well. Great to have you here. Keep letting us know where you're tuning in from. Take a moment, engage that like button, share out the stream, invite people to join us. If you guys have questions, you can send those in the chat by tagging us at the Launchpad, and we'll work on answering those live. Just make sure you do that at the Launchpad part to the name. That makes sure we can see it in our system so we don't miss your questions as we go. And that can be anything related to Chandrayaan-3 or space in general. We'll be excited to answer those questions for you here today. I just saw one come in there. Ryan, thank you so much for that super chat. A big number one. It is going to be a big number one day. I appreciate your support and celebrating Chandrayaan-3 in that way. Helps us continue to bring you the best possible coverage of everything space that we can. And we're working to keep that up to date. We are getting some updates that we may have an earlier feed from the ISRO, so we are keeping an eye on that, and if we do, we will patch that in. I'm not seeing anything as of yet for the ISRO. They were planning to go live in about 30 minutes time, so we have that patched in. That's actually what's just above me here is the official feed. So once that goes live, you will see that, and we will bring that update to you. The last update that we had is that the lander module is ready to conduct its landing burn, its ALS burn. Janika, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Appreciate that super chat. Thanks for sending that in. Appreciate the support. We are now 1 hour, 15 minutes, 25 seconds away, approximately, from touchdown of Chandrayaan-3 on the lunar surface. And if you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. Seeing some questions coming in. Thanks for tagging us in at the launch pad. We'll do our best to answer those. Ashwin is asking, hi, can you enlighten us on the last stages of horizontal to vertical conversion of the module? And that's a really fantastic question. Thank you for sending that in. So when Chandrayaan-3 conducts its ALS burn, it will of course be firing in the retrograde to help slow it down. So its landing will actually be pointed in the direction that is currently traveling. Once that burn is conducted, the lander will slowly maneuver itself as it lands to actually be pointing, of course, to the surface at a slight of an angle. As it comes lower to the surface, right before landing, it will fire those engines one last time to conduct that soft landing burn for that actual touchdown. Now that a touchdown just 1 hour, 13 minutes or so away from now, that landing burn expected to begin just over 54 minutes from now. But we'll have live views from inside the ISRO mission control room as we continue through today's stream, waiting for more updates from the ISRO. If you are just joining us, though, welcome. We did want to give a shout out to the ISRO collection. You can head on over to tlpnetwork.com, click on the shop, use promo code MOON3. You can get 10% off of everything over on the store. We do have shipping to India available, and we've worked to try to keep those costs as absolutely low as possible. So definitely take some time and check that out. Some of those shirts are limited edition, so once we have landing confirmation, they're going to disappear not too long after. So make sure you take some time and check that out as well. We are keeping an eye on the ISRO's official feeds. We do not have anything coming in from them at this time, but once we do, we will of course patch those in to have an update from the ISRO directly, but we are working to get updates from them via social media as well. Aditya, so proud to say that complete casting of the Launchpad Live is being cast in our school. Well, hello. Let me know a school name, and we'll try to do a shout out for that. And if you send us a picture, we'd love to give you guys a shout out on social media. Welcome. I know we've got a number of schools tuning in, workplaces as well, and families. So hello and welcome. It is great to have you all joining us here. It's an exciting day for India and for the world. We are all cheering India on today for this lunar landing, as today we all go back to the moon. And it's just beginning of a new space race, and it's awesome to see India helping lead that. We've got a poll for you guys in the YouTube chat. How do you think today's landing is going to go? Over 17,000 votes. 94% are saying successful landing, and 2% are saying good landing, maybe some issues with the rover. Oh, there's the school name. I'm going to say this wrong. I apologize. Forgive me. Bal Bharati Public School in Noida, Uttar Pradesh in India. Hello, welcome. It is great to have you all here. I'm going to make sure I take note of that. But great to have you all here. We're super excited to be partnering with some schools. So if you're a school watching, let us know in the chat. Tag us at the Launchpad, and we will answer some of those questions. If you guys have questions, send those in the chat by tagging us at the Launchpad, and we will work on answering those live here in the chat. I see some other people saying hello, we're students. Wow, the chat's going really fast. Great to have you all here. If you are a teacher from a school and you're watching, first, just thank you so much for investing in your students' time and education and sharing this with them. It is so critical, and teachers and schools that are sharing this with their students, it's just so important to celebrate these moments. So thank you for making that effort to make this part of their education, and thanks for choosing the Launchpad as part of that. We're super excited to do that as well. We are working on getting some kits together for schools as well over the next bit to help with watch parties and stuff, as this is just beginning for India's space program. Really, we got crew launches in a few years and Artemis and so many other things, so we are working on that for schools. Super chaoticus, yes, thank you so much for that super chat. Super generous, not even a message with it. I appreciate that. AM, in India, all government schools are set to show the broadcast of landing. That is so amazing. Sharisha's DM, did Chandrayaan-2 landing as well go through the same phase landing process as Chandrayaan-3? I believe it was quite similar for it. I haven't dived fully into the actual orbits of 2, but it was a very similar process for that we've seen here with Chandrayaan-3. Catching up on here, we got Rajev. Hi, I'm a student from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, from class 11th. Great to have you here. If you think I might have trouble with the name you're saying, if you put like the pronunciation in brackets, that would be amazing, because we do want to give you guys shout outs, and I want to not butcher them too bad. Unless you want me to butcher them, then we can do that too. But we're glad to have you here. Question coming in: can ISRO delay the landing if complications arise with the lander module? Absolutely. They are able to not conduct the ALS burn when things begin or is targeted, so they could go for more orbits. But at this time, everything from Mission Control is confirming that they are on a good target to conduct that burn now, just 49 minutes away from now. Sarav, thank you so much for that #1 super chat. Appreciate that. Thanks for helping continue support. Jai Hind, is this live? Well, I hope so. I didn't sleep all night, so I hope so. It's an exciting day, and we're glad to have you here. Vina says hello from the UK. This is Vina. Basically, I'm from India. Great to have you here. Catching up on the chat. We got Joker watching from a terrace of a college building in East India. Welcome. Great to have you here. You can keep letting us know where you're watching. We got Dr. Pateratius, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, who's a cashier in Northeast India. So super awesome to have you here with us. So many people tuning in from around the world as we wait for Chandrayaan-3 to land on the lunar surface. Vijay, wow, thank you so much. That is super generous, super excited. That's basically my emotions, that emoji that you sent. Super generous, super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. From our entire crew, I know we've got Jay is in our TLP Network Operations Center in Scotland. We've got Kieran in our TLP England studio. I'm in our Canada studio. And then we have our TLP moderators and rocket chasers around the world, all tuning in, helping make this possible, collecting information and seeing your guys' responses. So that goes into making this possible and helping us expand. We are planning, and we're super excited to say this, we are planning the launch pad going to India. Plans are in progress for that. We're figuring out all around what launches and stuff, but that is the first time we're saying that. We are going to go to India, and super excited to get on the ground. We'll hopefully do some arrangements to be able to meet some people when we're there. It's going to be a little bit till we do it, probably sometime maybe next year, but we'll see. But definitely stay tuned for that. We're super excited because India is becoming a huge player in the space race. If you are just joining us, though, welcome here to the Launchpad. We are counting down now 1 hour, 6 minutes and counting until touchdown of Chandrayaan-3 on the lunar surface. We're about 20 minutes away from the ISRO beginning their live broadcast, and we'll, of course, patch that in. We're answering your guys' comments and questions. You can send those in the chat by tagging us at the Launchpad, and we will work on answering those live to the best of our ability. If you haven't yet, take a moment, engage that like button, and share out the stream. It really does help us out. Also, we'll put it back to the other screen here. We're on the road to 200,000 subscribers, and you guys are absolutely blowing us away. Already past 193K already this morning. You guys are incredible. So definitely take some time. If you haven't yet and you enjoy space, consider engaging that subscribe button. Here at the Launchpad, we bring you full live launch coverage, space news updates, exclusive one-on-one interviews, and more. We went into a new rocket factory to see their engines, and we're about to release that interview. We were the first people into this facility, and we're super excited to take you inside that. Will from Germany, fingers crossed for India. Thanks so much for sending that in, that super chat. Appreciate your support there. And for those joining us, we do have confirmation ISRO is still ready to conduct their burn at that targeted time. We are keeping a close eye on that. We got Jason's watching from New Zealand. We got Tushar is watching from Perth, Australia. And we're continuing to monitor the chat here. As we said, if you guys are watching by yourself, with friends, with family, or your school, and you want a shout out and possibly the actually getting to be seen on screen, consider taking a photo, putting that over to us on X at @TLPN_official. You can tag us. You can send it to us over on our Discord. It's free to join. The Discord link is in the chat and in the description. That's where our community hangs out in between launches. Or I guess you could even email it to us as well through our website. But we'd love to see that. I know we have a couple that have come in via X, so we'll work on patching those in here momentarily so you can see. I know we've got one here from Alvis, so we're going to pull that up shortly. So keep sending in those photos or videos, and we will get those up on the air here as we continue to count down. I know we have another... Chitan, thank you for sending in that super chat. Another one there celebrating. Super exciting. We are now coming up to that 1 hour mark of touchdown. That's absolutely incredible. We have Desi, engineering student from Bangalore, India. I'm sure ISRO will succeed this time. By the way, I was watching the Launchpad the time of the launching the Chandrayaan-3. That is awesome, Desi. Thank you so much for coming back and being here. We appreciate it. It's truly incredible how many people are tuning in today. It's an exciting day. I'm not even from India. I have no personal investment in this, but I'm just as excited as if it was a Canadian lander or a U.S. lander as well. So this is super incredible. John Wick, mate, it's a race between flag on a moon versus moon on a flag. Sure. Yeah, it's an exciting time. We're getting ready to go back here. BRL, please pronounce ISRO for ISRO. Absolutely, we can do that. If that's what people are doing. State of the Art is saying he is preparing, sorry, I don't know who you are. I am preparing for an ISRO exam. That's awesome. I wish you all the best of luck. Shandu, I have a question. Do the rover meet Chandrayaan-2 debris? So there is obviously a debris spot on where they're landing, but Chandrayaan-3 is going to a slightly different area than Chandrayaan-2. Or Phoenix, greetings from Melbourne, Australia. Hello. Amazing work with the live tracking and orbital trajectory visuals. Better coverage than the official channels. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Our teams worked hard to try to bring you guys the best coverage. And also, super awesome. That is your first ever super chat on YouTube, it says. So thank you so much for choosing TLP to be part of that. We really appreciate it. Catching up on the chats here. As you guys are absolutely flying by. Super amazing. Dan, hey, this is the same one as the rocket that took off a little while ago with all those people. And yes, this is the same one, Dan. So that one that we saw launch about 40 days ago with like 10,000 people in the stands watching, that is what's landing on the moon here today. It's been orbiting around the moon for a couple of weeks, as you can see to the right of my screen here, and we'll pull up the other view here. You can see those orbits that it conducted, bringing it closer and closer to the lunar surface in a stable orbit, preparing it for today's flight, or today's landing, excuse me. Ronald, what are the differences between Chandrayaan-3 and Luna 25? They are completely different landers. So there's quite a few differences between them and how they are conducted. One of the big things that happened with Luna 25, they did have to change out some of the cameras and stuff due to the invasion. So they were not as partnered with the European Space Agency as had been originally planned. So, and they also had lots of delays to that one. Chandrayaan-3 was planned. Though it had delays and Chandrayaan-2 ultimately had some failures, Chandrayaan-3 has always been in the plans. If you're just joining us, though, welcome here to the launch pad. We are now, here we go, we got 10 seconds away. This is super, absolutely incredible. We're going to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are now 1 hour away from landing of Chandrayaan-3 on the lunar surface on the South Pole. We're just over 40 minutes away from that ALS burn, the automatic landing burn being conducted by Chandrayaan-3 and the lander. Let me verify the name so I say it, the Vikram lander. We are super excited to see this landing attempt here. We're expecting ISRO to go live here shortly. Jason, thank you so much for that super chat. Love you, India. Appreciate that support, and yes, a super exciting day. All of our help there. Aditya, any updates from the ISRO? Not anything yet, but we are keeping a close eye on that for it. And I really love someone just sent us a post on X. Chandrayaan-3 is not just a mission for India, it's a mission for humans, and that is super true. We are going back to the moon together and are supporting it, and that is just shown by how many people are in this chat from truly tuning in from around the world, no matter what time. It is 5:30 in the morning here at the Canada studio. We've been up through the night, and it is so worth it, and we're super excited to have that here today. Dyston, I'm basically a 7th grader with a passion for engineering and science and chocolate truffles. Subscribed already. Well, welcome. Who doesn't love a chocolate? I could really go for a chocolate truffle right now. But that is awesome that you have a passion for engineering and science. Work hard on it. Focus on your studies, and you too can get to be part of this really next great space era that we are entering here. Ishan, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Here in my college, Thapar, I hope I said that right. They are live stream in an open air theater. Ground control to Major Tom. That is awesome. Great to have it here. Ramesh, hi Launchpad. So happy to hear about your visit to India. Look forward to seeing you as I stay in the same place as the ISRO headquarters in Bangalore. See you soon. Awesome, Rashim. Yeah, absolutely. We'll try to figure out how to work an event there when we finalize those details. Celeste, welcome as a general supporter. Thank you so much for joining us. If you guys are interested in supporting what we do, you can do so by becoming a TLP member by hitting that join button. 99 cents a month goes a really long way helping us bring you the best possible coverage, and you get to use some awesome emojis. We added the ISRO emoji, and a moon today, so definitely check that out. We also have some really fun ones for go and touchdown and things like holds for launches, so definitely consider hitting that join button. And truly incredible. We're going to switch over here. I'll see if I can bring it up actually. We are on that road to 200,000 subscribers, and you guys are absolutely blowing us away with how that is going. We somewhat made a joke of, could we hit 200,000 before Chandrayaan-3 lands? And somehow you guys are like, okay, we accept this challenge, and we are like ridiculously close. So that is so incredible. I appreciate that. This started as a hobby and has been a passion since I was a kid, and the fact that we get to do this together is so super exciting. Jason, another super chat. Love you. India from Melbourne. Thanks so much for sending that in. Appreciate that. Yes, lots of love to India. If you are just joining us, though, welcome here to the launch pad. You can let us know in the chat where you're watching from. We are working to answer your guys' comments and questions. If it is a question, make sure you tag us at the launch pad, and we'll work on answering that live as we continue. Shabham, thanks for sending in that super chat. Appreciate your support as we continue now. Less than an hour away from touchdown of Chandrayaan-3 to the lunar surface, and super exciting time here today. Catching up on the chat here, seeing what people are saying, where they're tuning in from. We got Anjali from Gutam in India. I hope I said that right. Welcome. Lots of just Indias. It's great to have you here. We Chatitiana. I hope I said that right. Kishore, welcome. Deek Shah is asking, did you start this channel alone? Yeah, this started as a kind of hobby passion project in January 1st, 2021. And it's been a super incredible journey getting to be part of this, now being accredited as a journalist in space industry in Canada and the United States, and working with SpaceX and NASA and all these agencies around the world. It's been truly, absolutely incredible. Pirates Eagle, we've been waiting for this moment for 4 years, so yes, we are excited. What are your thoughts on the Chandrayaan-3 landing? Thanks for sending that in, Pirates, and being here. Super exciting day. I think it shows just the innovation and the success that is coming out of India. I think a lot of people didn't necessarily think about India in the space race until recently, and India has been like, hi, we're here, and we're so ready to go. The fact that you're working on crew missions, lunar landers, all of that, it's just so super exciting to see another nation step up, and a big nation for the world. So that is super awesome to see. So we're 100% behind them. Excited to see what they do. Hope that they get more funding from their government so they can continue to push innovation and try new things. It's absolutely part of it there. We appreciate that. Catching up, 41 South, thanks for becoming a member. We appreciate that. Paul, thank you so much for your super chat. Appreciate it. Ananias, I hope I said that wrong. We're looking for the Decepticons. That's what we're doing, apparently. Well, I mean, if at least if the Decepticons are real, it means we've got the Transformers, and they're friendly, and like we could use with some friends. So I'm not against that idea. Aditya, Chandrayaan-2 failed mainly because of a technical glitch at the camera during the coast phase. What changes have been made for Chandrayaan-3 regarding its lander's altitude? They've been monitoring it, obviously, super closely. They made upgrades to their camera systems. They haven't released, necessarily really big specifics on what changes have been made in between the two missions, per se. But obviously there was a number of years in between, so there was a lot of developments that were conducted during that time. I appreciate you sending that in. If you haven't yet, though, take a moment, share out the stream, invite people to join us. We're super excited to have you all joining us here as we are now just over 30 minutes away from that landing burn being conducted. And we invite you to, just share out the stream as we continue sending your questions by tagging us at the Launchpad, and we will work on answering those live to the best of our ability here. Are working on getting the chat just a little bit cleaner here, going a little bit crazy, but we'll work on hopefully slowing that down just a little bit here so that we can make sure we're not missing anyone's comments or questions as we continue through today's stream. So bear with us just a brief moment as we work to put that on a little bit of a slow-mo. We try not to, but we need just a hair of it this morning, I think. So great to have you here. Prevlammed, hello, answer this. At what stage of touchdown will board cameras and AI take over and they have no control? That is a really fantastic question. The whole sequence is automated. So once they'll send a signal to the lunar lander module to tell it to conduct the automatic landing burn, and once it does so, that is when it will conduct its landing by itself. It is fully automated. Jay Want has a really great question. Which events are you planning to cover this year? Love your chatter before the launch. We appreciate it. Working on doing that more. We're super excited to have a few new hosts coming on air to help us cover, as there are so many launches. Obviously, we're counting down to IFT2 for Starship, so super excited about that. We've got the launch of Psyche on a board of Falcon Heavy. Super excited about that. Planning to be on location for that one. We got a few other launches this year. I think there's a lot next year. It's just such an exciting year. So we're slowing down the speed up, getting some stuff ready for next year. We've got lots of planning already underway for next year to cover Artemis 2. Vijay, thank you so much for that super chat there. Aris, appreciate your super chat. Learn to speak Hindi first. I will try. I will try to learn a few words for the next time we have an India launch. I will definitely try to do that. Kurti, Team Launchpad, thank you for doing this live for space enthusiasts. Convey my appreciation and thanks to the entire team for your hard work. Watching with our family dog Breezer in Pune, India. Well, I appreciate that. I'll take a screenshot of that message and make sure we share that off with our team. I appreciate it. Deepak, cover Gaganyaan from India? Absolutely. We're definitely going to be covering all of that. We've been writing some articles about it as well. Growing fast in the subs. Yeah, it's amazing. It's incredible. I think you guys really want to hit 200K before we have touchdown. So I think that was a challenge that's been laid out. But if you're just joining us, welcome here to the Launchpad and our live commentary coverage of Chandrayaan-3's lunar landing on the South Pole. We are now just over, you can see it there, we'll begin that countdown, just about 30 minutes away from that automatic landing burn being conducted, and we are super excited for today's landing attempt. Chandrayaan-3 launched 40 days ago, 2 hours, 39 minutes, 52 seconds ago. It's been a long journey to the lunar South Pole, but we are now on that final orbit preparing for lunar landing. Let me say that right. Lakshanya? Sorry if I say that wrong. Love your channel. Appreciate it. Catching up here. If you guys have questions, make sure you're tagging us at the Launchpad so we can catch those chats going absolutely crazy. But we love it. William, you should feel proud of yourself. India, fourth nation to land on the moon. Absolutely super exciting for all of us. Omkar is asking, which is the first fastest successful moon mission? I believe that would be Apollo. Would probably be the fastest because of just how many days it took them to get there. But it was a much bigger launch vehicle to get to the moon faster. So ultimately, it doesn't matter how fast you get there as long as you can land successfully. Whether it takes you 3 days or it takes you 40 days, really doesn't matter as long as you can do it successfully. Also, what kind of rocks are on the moon? What is the composition of the rocks? That's what we're going to study. So Chandrayaan-3, the lander is going to study and observe the characteristics of the moon and the surface around it, studying what materials are there. And then the rover itself is going to study the composition of the lunar surface. It's going to look for the presence of water ice. It's going to look at the history of lunar impacts in the area and study the evolution of the moon's atmosphere. So it has a number of different tools on it to be able to do so for its study. It's obviously its navigation panels and solar array as well. So it's going to be super exciting. There's going to be a lot to study on board. The lander itself has the Chandra's surface thermophysical experiment, which will measure thermal conductivity and temperatures on the lunar surface. It also has an instrument for lunar seismic activity, so we're going to study what the seismic activity is around the lunar surface with the plates of the moon. It also has the Langmuir probe, which will study for plasma density and variations at the lunar site, or lunar lander site. Then we have the rover. The rover has an alpha particle X-ray spectrometer, which will derive the chemical compositions and infer mineralogical compositions of the surface. So it's going to actually kind of like shoot rays at the soil of the moon and study that. It also has a laser-induced breakdown spectrometer, which will determine the elemental compositions, looking for Mg, Al, Si, K, Ca, Ti, and Fe on the lunar soil and rocks around that lunar site. And why this is so important, we are going to the South Pole, and this is where we have plans to build lunar bases with the Artemis program, and that's where we believe there is water in frozen ice, obviously being one of the biggest important things that we need to be able to go to the moon and to stay. Orphix, what are your thoughts on a multi-stage 40-day burn-up, burn-down trajectory as opposed to faster trajectories? Hey, it works. Obviously, like, to not do that longer time, you need a bigger rocket. But if you can do it with a smaller rocket and it takes longer, that means more people are going to be able to do it. And that's a really, really good thing. So definitely something there. Maniac, over 1 million people waiting on the ISRO channel. That is so incredible. The world really is stopping to watch this. So if you haven't yet, take a moment, share out this stream, invite people to join us. We'd be glad to have them here. And we're going to continue answering their questions. And there we have it, a live view inside the ISRO mission control room with raw telemetry of Chandrayaan-3. You're seeing this live at the same time I am, as we are now 26 minutes away from that landing burn of the Chandrayaan-3 lunar module. We are continuing to count down to touchdown of Chandrayaan-3, looking at that live telemetry. We'll listen in to mission control. We will be patching that in and out as they will be presenting both in English and in Hindi for today's stream. But that is a live view inside the mission control room for Chandrayaan-3 as we await the automatic landing burn to be conducted. That burn now 25 minutes, 30 seconds away from now. If you haven't yet, take a moment, engage that like button, helps us out. Let's see, can we get to 10,000 likes before that burn conducts itself? It's free to hit the like button, but it really helps us out, so I appreciate your support in doing so. But that is a great live view. And we'll continue to listen in and out of mission control as we await the landing burn.
चंद्रयान-2 चंद्रमा के लगभग सभी भागों का चित्र ले चुका है। इसका एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण पेलोड OHRC यानी कि ऑर्बिटर हाई रिजोल्यूशन कैमरा विश्व का सबसे बेहतरीन कैमरा है, जो कि चंद्रमा के सतह का लगातार पिक्चर भेज रहा है। अब मैं आरुषि जी से निवेदन करूंगा कि वो आप लोगों को इसरो के वर्तमान मिशन चंद्रयान-3 के बारे में बताएं।
अभी आपने मिश्रा जी के द्वारा सुना इसरो के अब तक के लूनार मिशंस का विवरण। अब चलते हैं टुवर्ड्स चंद्रयान।
A little bit of a staticky audio. Hopefully they'll be able to get that sorted there. Saw a question come in the chat from here from Adia. Saw a question coming in. Someone was asking what happened with Luna 25. Its engines burned too long. That is what happened. So instead of burning for 100% of the time required, it actually burned for 150%. So it slowed down faster. So ultimately it intersected the moon earlier than it was supposed to. That is ultimately what happened. If you're just joining us, though, welcome here to the launch pad. We did have a live view inside the ISRO's telemetry tracking and command center. And let's listen back into mission control.
इस महाअभियान से जुड़ने के लिए आप सादर आमंत्रित हैं। मैं पद्मदेव मिश्रा अपने को-होस्ट श्रीमती आरुषि सेठ के साथ आप सभी को और देश विदेश से जुड़े सभी दर्शकों का हार्दिक अभिनंदन और स्वागत करता हूं। 23 अगस्त 2023 आज की शाम इसरो के वैज्ञानिकों और सभी अंतरिक्ष वैज्ञानिकों के साथ लैंडर मॉड्यूल को चंद्रमा के सतह पर उतरने के ऐतिहासिक पलों को देखने के लिए तैयार और उत्सुक हैं। जी हां, इसरो के गौरवपूर्ण इतिहास में एक और अध्याय जुड़ने जा रहा है और आज हम सब लोग इसके साक्षी बनेंगे। आप ये सारे विजुअल्स अपने स्क्रीन पर इसरो के मिशन ऑपरेशन कॉम्प्लेक्स यानी मॉक से देख रहे हैं। जो कि बेंगलुरु में स्थित टेलीमेट्री ट्रैकिंग एंड कमांड नेटवर्क इस ट्रैक से प्रसारित किया जा रहा है। ये विजुअल्स आपको पावर डिसेंट के काउंटडाउन और उस पथ को प्रदर्शित कर रहा है जिस पे चलकर लैंडर आज चंद्रमा के साउथ पोल पे सेफ और सॉफ्ट लैंडिंग करेगा। आपको ध्यान दिला दूं, इस समय हम लोग पावर डिसेंट शुरू होने से लगभग 22 मिनट दूर हैं। जो दर्शक थोड़ी देर से जुड़े हैं उनकी जानकारी के लिए बता दें, आप लोग इस ऐतिहासिक पल को इसरो के ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट, फेसबुक, ट्विटर और यूट्यूब पे भी देख सकते हैं।
Honorable dignitaries, delegates, scientists, media personnel, and dear viewers, a very good evening to all of you. We at ISRO welcome you to the live coverage of India's prestigious Chandrayaan-3 mission's landing event on the lunar surface. These are the visuals from Mission Operation Complex at ISRO's Telemetry Tracking and Command Network, ISTRAC, situated in Namma, Bengaluru, Karnataka. I, Arushi Seth, and my colleague, Dr. Padamdeo Mishra, are your hosts for the evening and shall accompany you on the journey of the landing event from powered descent start to touchdown. Today, we shall be witnessing the final phase of the critical and most technologically challenging mission operations of Chandrayaan-3, wherein the lander module will be making a safe and soft landing on the surface of the moon. These display screens show the countdown to the power descent start as well as the path that will be followed by the lander module. We are 18 minutes away from the commencement of power descent. India is at the brink of creating history as we all await with bated breath to witness the landing on Moon's south polar region.
And we're going to update our clocks there. We just had an update. We are now 18 minutes away from that burn. So we're running a couple of minutes early there. So we'll work to update that countdown clock. If you're just joining us, we're listening in to Mission Control as we count down to the automatic landing sequence burn being conducted by Chandrayaan-3. We are getting closer and closer to that burn time. So we're just going to update that clock now. Just under 18 minutes approximately away from that burn being conducted. We'll work to sync our clocks to the best of our ability. They're looking through some live footage showing the history of India preparing to go to the moon. If you're just joining us, though, welcome. Make sure you take a moment, engage that like button, and subscribe so you never miss another live launch coverage, space news update, or exclusive one-on-one interview. We're glad to have you joining us here this morning. Super exciting day for India and for the world as we prepare to watch Chandrayaan-3 land on the lunar surface. Just resyncing that clock there. We are now just about 16 minutes away from that burn being conducted and now less than 40 minutes away from actual touchdown of Chandrayaan. Jason, thanks so much for the excited cat. Super excited little gift there. If you'd like to help support what we do, make sure you take a moment, engage that like button. It's free to do so, and share out the stream on social media. It's a big day for India. We're continuing to look into live views of the Chandrayaan-3 mission control room, where everyone is waiting for that landing burn to begin. If you guys have questions, you can send those to us in the chat by tagging us at the launch pad. We did want to bring up one more time before we dive deep into making sure that we cover everything that is happening today. If you are interested in collecting some kind of limited edition merch for today's mission, you can do so by heading on over to the launchpad.store. We have our ISRO, ISRO, and Chandrayaan-3 launch gear and space gear that you can get. Use promo code MOON3. You do get 10% off your order, and global shipping is available, so definitely take a moment and consider checking that out. Some of those items are going to be limited edition, so consider doing that. But something that you can do for free if you are interested is we are now accepting names to be part of our first mission to the moon. Yes, here at the launch pad, we are sending our own payload to the lunar surface. We're excited to be sharing more details over the coming weeks about the rocket and the payload it will be on board with. But you can send your name for free. So if you head over to our website, tlpnetwork.com/lunex1, you can send your name and your family names for free. And you have an option. You can upgrade your payload to send a photo or video aboard our payload as well as part of our digital capsule. So definitely check both of those opportunities out. Something super exciting. Send your name for free and consider picking up some actual launch gear for today. We are now under 15 minutes away from that landing burn. So Murat says all the shirts on your website are really nice. We appreciate your support there. We've tried to keep the prices as absolutely low as possible, but we are working to keep those prices as low as possible. But unfortunately, just some of our manufacturing partners, that is pretty much as low as we can go right now. But we are offering as much promos as we can. Chandrayaan-3's mission control team is playing through some videos explaining the journey of Chandrayaan-3 to the lunar orbit that it is in now, as we are now just over 35 minutes away from the landing attempt here.
Plan of following the incremental trajectory approach carried a total of 5 earthbound maneuvers. The fifth apogee-raising maneuver, which took place on the 25th of July, placed the spacecraft in an orbit of 250 by 1,27,000 kilometers. At the early hours of 1st August, the translunar injection was carried out, after which the composite module began the final leg of its long journey of nearly 3,84,000 kilometers for its rendezvous with the moon. The TLI was a key step in the mission, enabling the spacecraft to escape Earth's gravitational pull and travel to the moon. An orbit of 288 by 3,69,328 kilometers was achieved at the end of the translunar injection.
जी हाँ, ट्रांसलूनर इंजेक्शन किसी भी इंटरप्लेनेटरी मिशन के लिए बहुत ही आवश्यक परंतु कठिन ऑपरेशन होता है। इस सफल मैन्यूवर के बाद चंद्रयान-3 पृथ्वी से दूर निकलकर चंद्रमा के प्रभाव क्षेत्र में एक हाइपरबोलिक ट्रेजेक्ट्री.
So they're showing you there the journey. Chandrayaan-3 was in lunar orbit. It had, once it arrived, it did that higher orbit and then conducted some burns, lowering its altitude, its paraloon and apoloon, as it prepared for its journey here. That is when the rover then separated from the propulsion stage, and we are now 12 minutes away from that lunar lander firing its engines, committing itself to a lunar landing attempt 34 minutes from now.
अन्यथा उपग्रह चंद्रमा के प्रभाव क्षेत्र से बाहर निकल जाएगा. LOI के सफलतापूर्वक परिचालन के बाद चंद्रयान-3 की कक्षा को 4 बार और परिवर्तित किया गया. इस दौरान चंद्रमा की अधिकतम ऊंचाई को घटाकर 160 किलोमीटर कर दिया गया. इस पूरी प्रक्रिया में propulsion मॉड्यूल का लगभग 755 किलोग्राम ईंधन का उपयोग हुआ और चंद्रयान-3 के वेग मान को लगभग 850 मीटर प्रति सेकंड कम कर दिया गया. लैंडर मॉड्यूल को लगभग 150 किलोमीटर के सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट में स्थापित करने के बाद 17 अगस्त 2023 को propulsion मॉड्यूल से अलग कर दिया गया. पुनः लैंडर मॉडल के ऑर्बिट को 2 डीबूस्ट मैन्यूवर्स के द्वारा 150 किलोमीटर के सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट से घटाकर 25 गुणे 130 किलोमीटर के एलिप्टिकल ऑर्बिट में स्थापित कर दिया गया. इस दौरान यह भी सुनिश्चित कर दिया गया कि 800 न्यूटन के चारों थ्रोटेबल थ्रस्टर्स पावर डिसेंट के समय किसी भी चुनौती का सामना कर सकें. लैंडर मॉड्यूल इस ऑर्बिट में 4 दिन तक चंद्रमा की परिक्रमा करता रहा ताकि इसके सभी सब सिस्टम को पावर डिसेंट से पहले कार्यात्मक रूप से वेरीफाई और वैलिडेट किया जा सके. इस दौरान चंद्रयान-2 और लैंडर मॉड्यूल की आपस में बातचीत भी हो चुकी है. और संक्षेप में अब तक की यात्रा की बात करें तो लैंडर मॉड्यूल अब तक 21 बार पृथ्वी के और लगभग 120 बार चंद्रमा का चक्कर लगा चुका है. और इस पूरी यात्रा में लगभग 55 लाख किलोमीटर की यात्रा भी पूरी कर चुका है। अब तक के इस पूरे अभियान में यह भी सुनिश्चित किया गया कि सारे ऑर्बिट मैन्यूअर्स इस प्रकार किए जाएं कि लैंडिंग साइट पावर डिसेंट की शुरुआत से ही लैंडर के ऑर्बिटल प्लेन में बना रहे।
Make it further
That is true
complicated.
indeed. We have arrived at the crucial juncture wherein the orbit plane contains the desired landing site at the start of powered descent. We are also happy to announce that live images from the Chandrayaan-3 lander imager camera is being received continuously. The demonstration of soft landing on the moon's surface is no ordinary feat due to the innumerable challenges and complexities involved. The lander velocity has to be killed from nearly 6,048 kilometers per hour without any aid from the thin and tenuous moon's atmosphere. The lunar dust at the time of landing and the craters and boulders scattered over the moon's surface make it further complicated to achieve this. The new and improved Chandrayaan-3 design has been built after envisaging all the scenarios which the lander module can encounter. With several software improvements, provision for full-level redundancies, a plethora of special tests, namely the integrated hot test, integrated cold test, and lander leg drop tests were carried out for the lander module. The success of these tests has provided great confidence in the performance of all the onboard sensors, propulsion system, and associated guidance, control, and navigation algorithms. The key findings during the tests have enabled to improve the overall system performance. The largely unexplored south pole of the moon has been chosen as the intended landing site since there is a possibility of finding ice and other minerals which would be vital resources for future explorers. Apart from continuing investigations pioneered by Chandrayaan-1 and Chandrayaan-2, the Chandrayaan-3 mission will also provide invaluable data to the science community around the world. Let us give our viewers a glimpse on the configuration of Chandrayaan-3 mission.
And if you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. We are now just under 8 minutes away from the landing burn. They're playing a video here explaining how the touchdown will go. We are now less than 30 minutes away from the landing of Chandrayaan-3. We're continuing to count down now those final minutes of Chandrayaan-3 being into lunar orbit. If you haven't yet, take a moment, share out the stream, invite people to join us. This is a world event, as you can see here, as they prepare to land Chandrayaan-3 on the lunar surface. It's going to be an incredible day of history here today, and we're glad to have you joining us here. If you haven't yet, engage that subscribe button, because here at the Launchpad, it's our mission to inform and inspire the explorers of tomorrow, because we believe that space is better together. We're glad to have you joining us all here as we count down those final minutes. They're showing here how during that descent phase, it will use all of its different cameras to track where it is landing, looking at all of the images that is taken, those images that we saw the last few days, confirming its location and where it actually does want to land. We are now under 7 minutes from that landing burn, just over 28 minutes from touchdown. If you guys have questions, you can send those in the chat by tagging us at the Launchpad, and we will work on answering those live to the best of our ability throughout the remainder of this, waiting for confirmation of a successful landing burn just over 6 minutes time from now. Ishan asking a really great question. Why so much time for the rover to come out after landing from the ramp opening? Just not to rush anything. Once they land, they want to confirm things, and then they will go through checkouts, and then there is a process for when ultimately they do want to separate. So that is just the process as we go. Now 6 minutes away from that burn being conducted with the lunar module. If you haven't yet, though, take a moment, engage that like button, share out the stream, invite people to join us here. We're about to make history. Also, consider taking a moment and sending us a photo of where you are watching from, who you're watching with. Document this moment in history where you are. We're going to put some of those out via social media throughout today's stream as well. Ryan, thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you for this commentary. THB, that's a new one. I haven't seen that currency before, but really appreciate your support and what we do. All that goes back into getting us better equipment, better systems, to be able to bring you guys the best possible coverage. And you guys are blowing this away. It's a big day for Chandrayaan-3, but this is crazy. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting everything that we do here at the Launchpad. This is only thanks to your guys' support that we get to do this. Aran's asking, what are my opinions on success? If the lander lands, even if the rover doesn't work, it is a success. If we have a lander that touches the surface and is in one piece, it is successful, and that is what we are counting down to now. Less than 5 minutes away from that burn being conducted. I don't even think I was this excited with Artemis 1's launch, and this is a landing, so this is really amazing. We're so glad that you are joining us here, and we're watching this together. Make sure you're sending those photos of who you're watching with and showing your screen. I know we've got a bunch of schools watching. I hope there is lots of energy, and you guys are just as excited where you are watching. This is a huge moment for India and for the world as we await for the landing of the lunar module. Deep, how is this going to change the world if successful? It means we have another nation that can land on the moon. That's what this means. It means we can land on the South Pole. It means we are preparing to go to the South Pole, which is where we believe we're going to build a base. So some big milestones. Let's listen back into Mission Control now, less than 4 minutes away from that burn.
Minutes away from the start
I'll continue to bring
of
updates
powered descent.
as I can.
The entire powered descent shall be carried out by the onboard autonomous landing sequencer, or ALS, which is a series of instructions preloaded to the lander module. These instructions include the commands to be executed, data to be collected and analyzed, and decisions to be made and executed autonomously throughout the powered descent.
As always here at the Launchpad, let's see that go, no go in the chat for that landing burn. This is where we are waiting for Chandrayaan-3 to commit to a lunar landing. We're approximately 3 minutes away from that being conducted. Let's watch and wait as we wait for that confirmation of burn startup.
प्रक्रिया को पूरा करने में लगभग 11.5 मिनट लगेगा और इसका समानांतर वेग 1680 मीटर प्रति सेकंड से घटाकर 358 मीटर प्रति सेकंड हो जाएगा.
We have continuous flow of lander telemetry data from ISRO's Deep Space Network IDSN-32 located in Belalu, Bengaluru. The data is being acquired real-time by station and is flown to the Mission Operation Complex through our communication links. In addition to it, we also have support from ESA and JPL DSN stations. There will be no ground intervention once the ALS takes charge. The preparation for today's event had started 48 hours before, wherein various pre-selections and uplinking of parameters for the autonomous landing sequence were carried out. The whole descent is divided into 4 phases: the rough braking phase, the attitude hold phase, fine braking phase, and the local navigation phase or the terminal descent phase.
जी हाँ, एटीट्यूड होल्ड फेज, जो कि पावर डिसेंट का दूसरा चरण है, एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण फेज है. इस 10 सेकंड के स्मॉल ड्यूरेशन के दौरान लैंडर के 2 महत्वपूर्ण सेंसर कारा और लासा लैंडर की ऊंचाई की गणना करेंगे. इस फेज के पूरा होते ही लैंडर चंद्रमा के सतह से कुल 6.8 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई पर होगा.
During the rough braking phase, the lander velocity shall be brought down from 1,680 meters per second to 358 meters per second. The altitude will be brought down from 30 kilometers to 7.4 kilometers at the end of rough braking.
We are now 60 seconds away from Chandrayaan-3 committing to a lunar landing. Team's doing final checks. We're listening in for confirmation of the burn.
We can see the scientists are analyzing the lander data.
Once they commit to this burn, there's no going back.
कॉम्प्लेक्स रूम में बैठे सभी वैज्ञानिक ये जो भी डेटा देख रहे हैं वो डीप स्पेस नेटवर्क आईडीएसएन 32 के द्वारा प्रोवाइड किया जा रहा है। और अगर हम अब बात करें पावर डिसेंट के तीसरे चरण का, जो कि फाइन ब्रेकिंग फेज होगा, जिसमें लैंडर लैंडिंग साइट से जस्ट 800 मीटर की ऊंचाई पर वर्टिकली होगा। इस चरण को पूरा होने में लगभग 3 मिनट लगेंगे और इस चरण के पूरा होते ही लैंडर की वेलोसिटी लगभग शून्य हो जाएगी।
The scientists here at ISRO are glued to their systems, analyzing all sorts of complex data.
We're waiting for
We are
confirmation.
very close to the power descent, to the start of the power descent phase.
जी हाँ, अगर 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 हम अब बात करें पावर डिसेंट के चौथे और अंतिम चरण का, जो कि लोकल नेविगेशन फेज या टर्मिनल डिसेंट फेज भी कहा जाता है, इस दौरान लैंडर के 2 इंजन बंद कर दिए जाएंगे और लैंडर के सेंसरों द्वारा इसके हाइट और वेलोसिटी की गणना इनर्शियल नेविगेशन को भेज दिया जाएगा।
This burn has to be conducted at an exact moment for the lander to be able to reach its targeted landing site. We are waiting for that confirmation that the burn has begun. If you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. We are moments away from the burn committing Chandrayaan-3 to a lunar landing. We are looking at a live view inside the mission control room, waiting for that confirmation. We've got the mission control nets.
आप इस समय अपने स्क्रीन पे मिशन ऑपरेशन कॉम्प्लेक्स में बैठे सभी मान्यगणों को देख सकते हैं, जो कि बहुत ही उत्सुकता के साथ टेलीमेट्री डेटा को देख रहे हैं। अभी हम लोग पावर डिसेंट शुरू होने से जस्ट कुछ ही पल दूर हैं। पावर डिसेंट शुरू होने में लगभग 30 सेकंड ही बचा है और हमको ये सारे डेटा मिशन ऑपरेशन कॉम्प्लेक्स रूम में आईडीएसएन 32 के द्वारा, जो कि लगातार लैंडर के कनेक्शन में बना हुआ है, प्रदान कर रहा है।
Dear viewers, the pivotal power descent has begun and the lander module is propelling towards the moon's surface along the
And there we
infrared
have it.
trajectory.
Confirmation. Landing burn has begun. Chandrayaan-3 committed to a lunar landing attempt. Let's listen into mission control. It has begun. We are now in the 19 minutes of terror, confirming whether we will have a successful landing here today. Let's listen back into mission control.
During this rough braking phase, the lander velocity shall be brought down from 1680 meters per second to 358 meters per second. The altitude will be brought down from 30 kilometers to 7.4 kilometers at the end of rough braking. All this in the duration of 690 seconds or 11.5 minutes. Currently, the Laser Inertial Reference and Accelerometer package (LIRAP) is aiding in the navigation.
जी हाँ, अभी आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर अब तक कुल 191 किलोमीटर हॉरिजेंटल दिशा में चल चुका है और अभी तक इसकी वेलोसिटी लगभग 31 किलोमीटर बनी हुई है।
The lander module has traveled a distance of approximately 228 kilometers. The complete downrange that will be traveled during this phase shall be nearly 713.5 kilometers.
जी हाँ, कुल 745 किलोमीटर के इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज में आप देख सकते हैं कि हम लोग लगभग अपनी यात्रा 20% कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं।
There are live looks at live telemetry confirming the burn is underway.
पावर डिसेंट की यह शुरुआत हम कह सकते हैं कि बहुत ही सटीक और सधी हुई है, जिसमें लैंडर अपने वेगमान को अनुमानित तरीके से घटा रहा है।
The altitude of the lander module will reduce from 7.4 kilometers to 6.8 kilometers during the next phase, which is going to be the attitude hold phase. We can currently see that the altitude of the lander module is nearly 31 kilometers.
आरयूसीसी अभी हम इस ग्राउंड ट्रेस को देखते हुए कह सकते हैं कि रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज की शुरुआत बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से हुई है। आप ये
You
देख
can
सकते
see on your screen there, it is about to begin that curvature. It is slowing down, and it is about to begin its descent. Things are progressing nominally in this burn. We continue to listen in to mission control, but they are now committed to a landing attempt. Current altitude, Chandrayaan-3, 31 kilometers, as it begins to make its descent down to the lunar surface.
All see the seriousness and the concentration with which each and every parameter of the lander module is being analyzed. The performance so far seems to be nominal.
जी आरुषि, चूंकि एएलएस एक्टिवेट किया जा चुका है, इसलिए ग्राउंड से कोई कमांडिंग नहीं की जा रही है।
You're seeing live pictures on the right side of your screen. Those are live images from the lander module as it conducts its burn. The moon coming closer and closer, now at an altitude of about 31 kilometers.
और अंकल के हमेशा सुनिश्चित करेगा।
During the entire descent, there is no ground intervention as the ALS has taken charge. The preparation for today's event had started nearly 48 hours before, wherein various pre-selections and uplinking of parameters were done.
We are now under 30 kilometers, slowing our speed.
The lander module has been brought down. It is continuously coming down. And the ALS had already been initiated 1 hour before the scheduled time of the power descent start. Following this, the throttleable engine electronics module, the TECM, was switched on and lander was oriented to the favorable attitude.
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर मॉड्यूल जिसकी शुरुआत में वेलोसिटी 1680 मीटर पर सेकंड थी, लगभग 1150 मीटर पर सेकंड हो चुकी है, जो कि एक बहुत ही मैजेस्टिक शुरुआत कही जा सकती है इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज के लिए। यहाँ पे मैं आपको ये भी बताते चलूँ कि आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि द लैंडर मॉड्यूल का आल्टीट्यूड धीरे धीरे अब कम होता हुआ दिख रहा है, और जो कि एक्सपेक्टेड भी है। अभी हम बात करें करंट आल्टीट्यूड की, तो जो कि 28.6 किलोमीटर के आसपास है।
आप स्क्रीन पर ये भी देख सकते हैं Chandrayaan-3 lander imager display. The lander imager is continuously taking photographs of the moon's surface, and that is also being streamed here. Currently, the horizontal velocity has been brought down and the distance traveled is 574 kilometers. The current altitude is 27 kilometers as can be seen on the screen.
जी हाँ, करीब करीब अपने आधे सफ़र को पूरा करते हुए इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज में लैंडर बहुत ही आगे की तरफ बढ़ते हुए अपनी ऊंचाई को घटा रहा है। अगर अब बात करें तो लैंडर की ऊंचाई चंद्रमा के सतह से लगभग 27
And that descent now underway. You can see that curve beginning as the module descends, now passing 26.5 kilometers in altitude and speeding up but slowing down as it prepares to land on the lunar surface.
10 seconds. The lander will be oriented such that both the altimeters will be looking exactly towards the moon's surface. At the end of this attitude hold phase, height measurement update to navigation system will be given from the laser and car band altimeters. Currently, we are in the middle of the rough braking phase.
जी हाँ, अगर हम ध्यान से देखें तो लगभग 8 मिनट की यात्रा के बाद लैंडर अपनी हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी को लगातार कम करते हुए अपनी ऊंचाई, अभी की ऊंचाई के समय 24 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई प्राप्त कर चुका है। अब तक के आंकड़े को देखते हुए हम कह सकते हैं कि लैंडिंग पूरी तरह से नॉमिनल है। यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं कि हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी लगातार कम होती हुई दिख रही है।
If you're just
The
joining us,
altitude,
welcome here to the launch pad. Chandrayaan-3 now passing through 21 kilometers in altitude, traveling 59 meters a second and increasing in speed. But that horizontal velocity you can see slowing now under 800 meters a second. Horizontally, some incredible live views from the lander module as we are now 8 minutes into the landing burn or the descent start. They are now in that rough braking. That burn should be completing here shortly, and then we are now about 11 minutes away from touchdown.
Pace is 713.5 kilometers.
जी हाँ, अभी आप देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी लगभग 720 मीटर प्रति सेकंड हो गई है। लगभग हम ये कह सकते हैं कि 900 मीटर प्रति सेकंड वेलोसिटी को कम किया जा चुका है। At the same time, we can see the altitude of the lander is just 17.8 kilometer from the moon surface, which is going to be around 7.4 at the end of the rough braking phase.
इस फेज के बाद हम जाएंगे towards the attitude hold phase, where we will be expecting sensor update from the laser and car band altimeters. We can see the visualization of the lander module moving towards the moon's surface. The current altitude is nearly 15.2 kilometers and the distance traveled is 754 kilometers. We can also see the image that the lander imager camera has been providing.
जी हाँ, इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज के दौरान 800 न्यूटन के चारों थ्रोटल इंजन अपने कार्य को पूरी तरह से अंजाम दे रहे हैं और लैंडर के हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी को लगातार कम कर रहे हैं। अब तक लैंडर लगभग अपने 75 से 80% की यात्रा को पूरा कर चुका है।
After the rough braking and the attitude hold phase, we shall be having the fine braking phase, which will continue for nearly 3 minutes. The whole phase is being driven by the autonomous landing sequencer and there is no intervention from ground.
जी हाँ आरुषि, अभी आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकती हैं कि जो करंट आल्टीट्यूड है चंद्रमा के सतह से लगभग 10 किलोमीटर के आसपास है। जी हाँ, हम अपने जी हाँ, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी हम सभी का उत्साहवर्धन करने के लिए दक्षिणी अफ्रीका के जोहानसबर्ग से जुड़ गए हैं।
Yes, we are privileged to have with us Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has joined us from South Africa's Johannesburg to encourage us.
जी हाँ, आप ये देख सकते हैं एल्टीट्यूड होल्ड फेज भी बहुत ही आसानी से लैंडर फेज ने पार कर लिया है और अब फाइन ब्रेकिंग की शुरुआत हो चुकी है। अभी हम ये देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 5.6 किलोमीटर है, जो कि इस फेज के उपरांत लगभग लगभग 800 मीटर हो जाएगी।
And there we have confirmation. They have switched from rough braking to fine braking. We are now in the final phase of this landing burn.
And we are currently in the midst of the fine braking phase, which is going to continue for 3 minutes. And the altitude is going to be reduced to nearly 800 meters at the end of this phase.
जी हाँ, जैसा कि आरुषि जी ने बताया कि लगभग 3 मिनट के उपरांत लैंडर की हाइट लगभग 800 मीटर वर्टिकली होगी और यहाँ पे लैंडर की हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी, वर्टिकल वेलोसिटी, इवन डाउन रेंज भी लगभग लगभग शून्य
We are
होगी।
now just 3 kilometers from the surface.
We can see the visual of the lander module, and we can see that the downrange traveled is nearly 831 kilometers.
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई अब चंद्रमा की सतह से लगभग 3 किलोमीटर से कम हो चुकी है।
2.5 kilometers.
We are very close to the moon's surface, nearly 2.6 kilometers as we can see.
And as we're in that final descent, we're removing those clocks and we are going to be watching as we 40 days ago, 3 hours, 23 minutes, 15 seconds ago launched, and we are now on the verge of landing. Let's listen to the Prime Minister.
जी हाँ, अभी आप देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग लगभग 1 किलोमीटर के आसपास है।
We are nearing the
We are
final
less
phase
than
of our
1
descent.
kilometer from the surface. Traveling now less than 5 meters a second horizontal. The lander now beginning to pitch vertically, finalizing its landing. This is it, the final minutes.
तालियों के गड़गड़ाहट से सुन सकते हैं कि हम लोगों ने तीसरे चरण को भी बहुत ही सफलतापूर्वक हासिल कर लिया है और अभी हम वर्टिकल डिसेंट फेज में आ चुके हैं जिसकी शुरुआत भी
And there we have confirmation that they are now in a hover at 800 meters. The landing burn has been completed. The final descent is now underway. Chandrayaan-3 is now using local navigation, confirming its landing target.
We are in the vertical descent phase 1.
Here we go.
The altitude is being brought down from 800 meters, and we are nearing and approaching the lunar surface.
जी आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर का हाइट लगातार कम होता जा रहा है। इस समय हम लैंडिंग साइट के जस्ट ऊपर हैं और इस समय इसकी ऊंचाई लगभग लगभग 600 मीटर के आसपास है। इस फेज के दौरान लगभग 150 मीटर के ऊंचाई पे पहुंचने के बाद लैंडर अगेन
We are now coming up to 500 meters from the lunar surface, descending about 8, almost 9 meters a second, 450 meters to the surface.
As well as the vertical velocity is now being constantly reduced, and the lander module has begun its descent towards the landing site.
जी हाँ, आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं ये जो पथ निर्धारित किया गया है लैंडर पूरी तरह से उसी को ही फॉलो कर रहा है। इस समय हम लगभग 200 मीटर की हाइट से भी कम आ चुके हैं। अब हम ये देख सकते हैं कि हम लगभग लगभग 150 मीटर की ऊंचाई पे हैं।
150 meters to the lunar surface. The Vikram lander now in final local navigation,
We are
descending.
approaching the vertical descent phase 2, which will have the lander module hovering at nearly 150 meters above the lunar surface.
जी हाँ, आप इस तालियों के गड़गड़ाहट को सुन सकते हैं, जो कि सेकंड हैवरिक फेज के कंप्लीट होने के बाद इन सारे वैज्ञानिकों के द्वारा की जा रही है। जी हाँ, आप अगर फिर से ध्यान से देखें तो एल्टीट्यूड
You
कम
can see
होता
that the
जा रहा
lander
है।
is now retargeting, and it has begun its descent 130 meters to the lunar surface.
The sensors that are located at
120
this
meters.
point are providing confirmation of the safety of the landing site.
As expected, the
We should be
retargeting
about 100 meters from the lunar
is a very good
surface.
signature for the lander
75 meters.
कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 65 मीटर के आसपास बची हुई है।
Currently, only two engines are now being fired, and we are nearly at zero velocity, vertical and horizontal. We were hovering, and now we are approaching the moon's surface.
धीरे धीरे
60 meters to lunar surface.
मान को कम किया जा रहा है और हम अब लगभग 50 मीटर से भी कम आ चुके हैं।
We can see the Honorable Prime Minister
30 meters, 25 meters, 23, 22, 20, 19.
and he is
Stand by for
looking
confirmation
at
of
the
landing.
visuals.
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम लैंडर मॉड्यूल
People are applauding. Let
लैंडर
us all
मॉड्यूल
wait to hear from the Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
लैंडर मॉड्यूल पूरी तरह से सेफली और सॉफ्टली चंद्रमा के सतह पे लैंड हो चुका है। ये हम लोगों के लिए
Chandrayaan-3 is officially on the lunar surface. Congratulations to India. The entire team, let's listen in.
बहुत ही उम्दा. The hard work of the entire ISRO community has come to fruition.
आदरणीय आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी नमस्कार सर वी हैव अचीव्ड soft landing on the moon India is on the moon sir I request our honorable prime minister to address us and bless us thank you sir
मेरे प्यारे परिवारजनों, जब हम अपनी आंखों के सामने ऐसा इतिहास बनते हुए देखते हैं तो जीवन धन्य हो जाता है। ऐसी ऐतिहासिक घटनाएं राष्ट्र जीवन की चिरंजीव चेतना बन जाती है। ये पल अविस्मरणीय है। ये क्षण अभूतपूर्व है। ये क्षण विकसित भारत के शंखनाद का है। ये क्षण नए भारत के जयघोष का है। ये क्षण मुश्किलों के महासागर को पार करने का है। ये क्षण जीत के चंद्र पथ पर चलने का है। ये क्षण 140 करोड़ धड़कनों के सामर्थ्य का है। ये क्षण भारत में नई ऊर्जा, नया विश्वास, नई चेतना का है। ये क्षण भारत के उदयमान भाग्य के आह्वान का है। अमृत काल की प्रथम प्रभा में सफलता की ये अमृत वर्षा हुई है। हमने धरती पर संकल्प लिया और चांद पर उसे साकार किया। और हमारे वैज्ञानिक साथियों ने भी कहा, इंडिया इज नाउ ऑन द मून। आज हम अंतरिक्ष में नए भारत की नई उड़ान के साक्षी बने हैं। साथियों, मैं इस समय ब्रिक्स समिट में हिस्सा लेने के लिए दक्षिण अफ्रीका में हूं, लेकिन हर देशवासी की तरह मेरा मन चंद्रयान महाअभियान पर भी लगा हुआ था। नया इतिहास बनते ही हर भारतीय जश्न में डूब गया है। हर घर में उत्सव शुरू हो गया है। हृदय से मैं भी अपने देशवासियों के साथ, अपने परिवारजनों के साथ इस उमंग और उल्लास से जुड़ा हुआ हूं। मैं टीम चंद्रयान को, इसरो को और देश के सभी वैज्ञानिकों को जी जान से बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, जिन्होंने इस पल के लिए वर्षों तक इतना परिश्रम किया है। उत्साह, उमंग, आनंद और भावुकता से भरे इस अद्भुत पल के लिए मैं 140 करोड़ देशवासियों को भी कोटि कोटि बधाइयां देता हूं। मेरे परिवारजनों, हमारे वैज्ञानिकों के परिश्रम और प्रतिभा से भारत चंद्रमा के उस दक्षिणी ध्रुव पर पहुंचा है, जहां आज तक दुनिया का कोई भी देश नहीं पहुंच सका। अब आज के बाद से चांद से जुड़े मिथक बदल जाएंगे, कथानक भी बदल जाएंगे और नई पीढ़ी के लिए कहावतें भी बदल जाएगी। भारत में तो हम सभी लोग धरती को मां कहते हैं और चांद को मामा बुलाते हैं। कभी कहा जाता था, चंदा मामा बहुत दूर के हैं। चंदा मामा बहुत दूर के हैं। अब एक दिन वो भी आएगा जब बच्चे कहा करेंगे, चंदा मामा बस एक टूर के हैं। फ्रेंड्स, on this joyous occasion, I would like to address all the people of the world, the people of every country and region. India's successful moon mission is not just India's alone. This is a year in which the world is witnessing India's G20 presidency. Our approach of one earth, one family, one future is resonating across the globe. This human-centric approach that we present and that we represent has been welcomed universally. Our moon mission is also based on the same human-centric approach. Therefore, this success belongs to all of humanity, and it will help moon missions by other countries in the future. I am confident that all countries in the world, including those from the global south, are capable of achieving such feats. We can all aspire for the moon and beyond. मेरे परिवारजनों, चंद्रयान महाअभियान के ये उपलब्धि भारत की उड़ान को चंद्रमा की कक्षाओं से आगे जाएगी। हम हमारे सौर मंडल की सीमाओं का सामर्थ्य परखेंगे और मानव के लिए ब्रह्मांड की अनेक संभावनाओं को साकार करने के लिए भी जरूर काम करेंगे। हमने भविष्य के लिए कई बड़े और महत्वाकांक्षी लक्ष्य तय किए हैं। जल्द ही सूर्य के विस्तृत अध्ययन के लिए इसरो आदित्य L1 मिशन लॉन्च करने जा रहा है। इसके बाद शुक्र भी इसरो के लक्ष्यों में से एक है। गगनयान के जरिए देश अपने पहले ह्यूमन स्पेस फ्लाइट मिशन के लिए भी पूरी तैयारी के साथ जुटा है। भारत बार बार ये साबित कर रहा है कि स्काई इज नॉट द लिमिट। साथियों, साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी देश के उज्जवल भविष्य का आधार है। इसलिए आज के इस दिन को देश हमेशा हमेशा के लिए याद रखेगा। यह दिन हम सभी को एक उज्जवल भविष्य की ओर बढ़ने के लिए प्रेरित करेगा। ये दिन हमें अपने संकल्पों की सिद्धि का रास्ता दिखाएगा। ये दिन इस बात का प्रतीक है कि हार से सबक लेकर जीत कैसे हासिल की जाती है। एक बार फिर देश के सभी वैज्ञानिकों को बहुत बहुत बधाई और भविष्य के मिशन के लिए ढेरों शुभकामनाएं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Some fantastic words from the Prime Minister of India. This was not just a win for India, but for the world. The Prime Minister stated, this is not just for India. We'll listen back into Mission Control. Celebrations continue. If you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. India has done it. They have landed on the surface of the moon.
For being part of our journey to this success. And let me take this opportunity to thank the people behind this mission, the project director of Chandrayaan-3. He is here. Veera Muthuvel, congratulations to you. The associate director, Kalpana, and the mission operations director, Srikanth. And the satellite was built at your house satellite center, Shankar, and the director.
it's a great moment of happiness on behalf of team. It gives me immense satisfaction on achieving this goal as a project director of this mission. The entire mission operations right from launch till landing happened flawlessly as per the timeline, and we became the 4th country to demonstrate the soft landing onto the moon surface, and we became the first country to go to near to the south pole of the moon. I take this opportunity to thank navigation, guidance and control team, propulsion team, sensors team and all the mainframe subsystems team who have brought success to this mission. I also take the opportunity to thank the Critical Operations Review Committee for thoroughly reviewing the mission operations right from launch till this date. The target was on spot because of the review process. I also thank the ISRO higher management, right from Chairman ISRO, Director URSC and all the center directors and higher ISRO officials. And finally, my thanks to the Chandrayaan-3 project executives spread across the ISRO centers. Thank you.
Mission Director Srikanth.
It gives me an immense pleasure to be part of Chandrayaan-3 and acting as Mission Director. I would like to thank each and every team member who has supported in carrying out all the mission operations flawlessly. And I would like to thank my senior management, Chairman ISRO, Director URSC, my senior colleagues and my team members for carrying out and supporting all the things carrying out in a proper way. Thank you very much.
Associate Project Director Kalpana.
Good evening to all. This will remain the most memorable and the happiest moment for all of us, for our team Chandrayaan-3. We have achieved our goal flawlessly. From the day we started rebuilding our spacecraft after Chandrayaan-2 experience, it has been breathe in, breathe out Chandrayaan-3 for our team. And starting from the reconfiguration to all the special tests and the simulations we have conducted meticulously. And this has been possible only because of our immense effort from our Chandrayaan-3 team. And of course, with the guidance from our Chairman ISRO, our directors and all our experts, with all this it has been possible. Thank you one and all. Thank you for all the minutest help which has been provided from all the areas of departments. Thank you, thank you.
Now, Chandrayaan-3 is a result of the work done by thousands of scientists, engineers, our staff and industries and support team across ISRO and other places, other institutions. And Shankaran has been the lead of the center which integrated all of these efforts in the last so many years. So I request him to speak on behalf of all of you.
Thank you very much for the affection that has been displayed today now. Today, we have achieved what we set out to achieve in 2019. It was delayed by about 4 years, but we have done it. When Chandrayaan-3 was launched, after the separation of the spacecraft from launch vehicle, I said, I will speak the rest of the things after the soft landing. So here I will take a couple of minutes to tell the tremendous amount of effort that has been put in by the entire project team. When I say project team, it is not just only the project director and associate project director. Of course, they are the face of the project. They have been living, sleeping, eating, breathing Chandrayaan for the last 4 years. They have been supported by such a large number of people, particularly in the navigation, guidance and control area, propulsion system. This area the amount of effort that has been put by people, the number of simulations that have been done, the number of reviews they have gone through, the amount of criticism they faced and overcome that. It is, as a person who has been watching this for the last 4 years along with them, my heart goes out for them. The amount of effort is tremendous. That is what ISRO is all about. That is what our organization has taught us to do. Now today, this success has put us even more higher responsibility, as the Honorable Prime Minister was telling, because we have set the bar now so high. Nothing less than nothing less spectacular than this is going to be inspiring for any of us in the future. So as the Honorable Prime Minister mentioned, we will be now looking at putting the man in space, putting a spacecraft around Venus, and landing a craft in Mars. Work on all these activities are going on for few years. And this success today will inspire us and will spur us to take those efforts even more strongly, so that we will make our country proud again and again and again. Thank you very much for every one of you who have directly or indirectly participated in this mission, encouraged us, intentionally or unintentionally helped us in all for every one of you. A big thank you, because even casual remark, an unintended point can help a person who is striving to reach a goal. The person who is making that remark may not have meant it that way, but sometimes it can ignite that's why I said that even unintended help is very, very, very welcome, and we are very, very thankful for that. Thank you, Team ISRO, for supporting all of us. The amount of affection we received when this mission came into this final stage, the number of people who gave us confidence that nothing can go wrong, and this is going to be successful. In fact, I was not that much confident, because we have seen a couple of times issues, because I know very well, as a person who has been doing in this domain for 36 years, I know there are thousands of things. Any of that can anytime go wrong and derail. But so many of the people, because that I only see as the reflection of the effort we have put, that people are so happy to see this effort, and they want us to succeed. It is not that they know that we are going to succeed. The people want us to succeed. So thank you very much for everyone, for your love and affection. We will continue to do our best and make our flag fly, ISRO's as well as India's flag fly high. Thank you very much.
Honorable Prime Minister called me and conveyed his greetings to each one of you and your family, for the wonderful work you did in ISRO. So thanks are to him for the support that he is giving to us for missions like Chandrayaan-3 and the missions that are in the offing. I think that's a great word of comfort that we are receiving for pursuing the inspirational work that we are doing for the nation. I want to tell you, and I want to thank you also for each and everyone who prayed with us in the last many days, who wanted this success to happen in ISRO. I thank all those people all around the country and maybe beyond the country for their blessings and wishes and affection that he has given to each one of us for doing this work for the last so many years. I want to specifically thank some senior people who have been standing with us, especially the name of Kiran Kumar sir and Mr. Kamalakar, Sri Koteshwar Rao. They have been helping so much. They were part of the team to help them to get the confidence and get the reviews done to ensure that nothing goes with any mistakes. And of course, this is not the work of us alone. This is a work of a generation of ISRO leadership and ISRO scientists. And this is a journey we started in Chandrayaan-1, continued in Chandrayaan-2, and Chandrayaan-2 craft is still working and doing a lot of communication work with us. And all the team that contributed to building Chandrayaan-1 and Chandrayaan-2 should be remembered and thanked while we celebrate Chandrayaan-3. And this is an incremental progress and definitely a great, huge one it is. And thank you so much for all the support and work that you have done. Thank you.
And there we have it. Celebrations now underway inside the mission control room. A truly, absolutely, truly incredible day. If it was your first time here, though, welcome here to the launch pad. First, right off the bat, congratulations, India. A truly incredible day. India is on the moon, but also the world is on the moon, and we are so honored that we got to bring this to you here live on the launch pad. We're just working on a bunch of things in the background, so bear with me, but we're going to continue to watch these live celebrations. If you haven't yet, make sure you stay tuned here in the launch pad for continuous updates on everything that is happening around Chandrayaan-3. We're going to have a 24/7 broadcast up and running, bringing you all the updates of everything from Chandrayaan-3 over the coming days, weeks, and months as we continue to monitor the success of this incredible mission, and we are so excited to have had you as part of this. If you haven't yet, head on over to the Launchpad shop. It's not too late. Use promo code MOON3 and you can get 10% off your order. Shipping to India and around the world is possible. A truly exciting day, and make sure you sign up to send your name to the moon aboard Lunex 1 as well. But wow, what a day. India is on the moon, and we are it's just in shock. I think it actually worked, and there they go. They have wrapped it up. That is going to do it for us here from our TLP Canada studio. Thank you so much for watching. Congratulations, India. You're on the moon, and that's going to do it from our TLP Canada studio. My name's Zach. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our 24/7 live update stream, and we will see you next time, because space is better together. Goodbye.